Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2 Awakening, where I am concerned that we are about to enter into some significant conflict with the Unfallen. It really depends on exactly what they do at Ibella. We cannot allow Ibella to escape our grasp. We need a source of adamantium. I suppose our source of adamantium could be Cheng instead, and Cheng is a more valuable system on the whole, just, more population space and everything. But we're going to have to fight an awful lot of cravers for it, and it may not be easy to hold on to. This I would expect to be easier. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're building the warships. We're building a new arc, a war arc, and hopefully, when we get it out there, it will be able to push the trees back. Also, I'm so damn tired of pirates spawning everywhere all the time. Really, really don't like the pirate mechanics. The way the bases spawn in particular is annoying. I don't know how to fix it, like I think I said yesterday, but they do need to fix it. I think the biggest part of the problem, so we have fleets headed to Maz. I guess Maz will be where we group up. The biggest part of the problem is that the pirates don't really exist as an entity outside of the bases. Like, there's no way you could, use ships to bottleneck to prevent a pirate base from spawning or something. There's no way that there are pirates on Maz or Ibella. There just couldn't have been, right? We cleared them out, and there are friendly systems everywhere, but, somehow it just happens. And then you get to deal with it. Alright, who is this? Godel. Godel has... Okay, he has another point of efficiency aficionado to pick up. That's probably the way we want to go there. So yeah, we'll group up at Maz, then we'll head back over to Ibella. Obviously, I have very little interest in fighting at Maz. Where am I being attacked? Oh, our scout leecher over here is being killed. We have so little health that we will not survive a retreat, so this is the Sophon. The Sophons have borrowed the Academy fleet. Alright, well, yeah, just go ahead and die. You don't have any guns, so nothing we can do about it. We got some good scouting done, though. And then we do have the ability to build another behemoth. Gemini and Nakos are both finished building things. Neither one of them really needs approval. You know what? Let's get shipyards out really quickly here. A little bit of bonus XP. I think that's enough to make your ships not start at level 1. Okay, you are here because there is a quest node here. But yeah, I think the situation with the Unfallen is maybe a little bit more urgent than the situation with the Cravers, because we want to stop the Unfallen from getting control of that system, in case you're wondering why I've, moved my focus over. Alright, we did it. You're too busy to attend the rituals, but the intensity of their devotion, etc., 110 influence. Yes, the reason we've refocused is that I want to stop Ibella from ever turning yellow. Although, honestly, I'm not sure if they could reach it. They'd probably have to Vine Olvaldi or Lyra first, which they can't do. But also, I think the Cravers are pretty distracted. It seems like they're fighting the Lumeris, and it's been difficult for both of them. Alright, all must provide 3 was just researched. So, let's go in here and edit this design up a little bit. So we want to swap all of the support modules to this. The new ship is already out there, we just won't retrofit it until it gets where it's going. But now we're producing an awful lot of essence per turn from each of these things. So how expensive are those retrofits going to be? That's true, we are using an adamantium slot, so we need a point of adamantium and then also 6,000 dust per arc that we want to upgrade. It is not a small amount of money. Fortunately, we do have an awful lot of stuff we can sell pretty safely. I mean, we can afford to go down pretty low on this stuff. Let's say we sell 40 of those as well. And then we could probably sell all of these. These are not a bottleneck. We are mining those at an incredible rate. Alright, I do have to buy, let's say 2 adamantium. Let's see if we can make 2 of this happen. So we can sell you. That's not even really enough money to be worth clicking on. go ahead and do that, and then how much dust exactly do I have? 6023. That is not sufficient. Oh, also, I sold too much Hyperium. I didn't realize that it was 22 Hyperium, right? Because of all the, Titanium, rather. Because of all the guns, right? Well, and this upgrade's a little bit cheaper because this ship has more modern modules. Well, that's embarrassing. If I wanted to buy that stuff back, it would be a little expensive. Yeah, I forgot how much titanium we were using in the weapon modules. Okay, well, I bet we can still make it happen. So how much antimatter do I need to hold on to make this work? 1? Yeah, let's go down to 1. Alright, over 1,000 essence per turn. That's a pretty good upgrade. And obviously we'll want to retrofit this one once it is actually done with the business of claiming Ibella for us. Alright, we managed to banish the Craver colony here. And honestly, I think we might just have all of the ships go to Ibella together. When we get there, first of all, I want to have a reasonable chance of winning whatever fight we might get into, and secondly, I want to be in position to just drop 1,000,000 manpower on the fleet immediately. So what do I want you to do, scout ship, now that you have completed this quest for us? I think what I'd really like to see him do is make it out to here. If we fly directly, that's 10 turns, but from here, we can probably launch some scouts into the Craver Empire without necessarily getting attacked by Cravers immediately. Also, this guy is probably part of the wrong fleet. He should probably be over here. I mean, we could move both of the brands over and just build new ones. We are making shipyards and stuff. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send these guys to that front. It won't take them that long to get there. Our ships are pretty fast. And only getting faster. Speaking of ships getting faster, 19 Vodyani. So, obviously that's not okay. How close are we to a natural birth in 2 turns here? I guess we don't have to spend essence on that. Then again, what is the essence cost for the next point here is not really that high. Okay, we'll do this too. We will beat that 20-point threshold very, very soon. Should we be researching things? Oh, I don't know. That doesn't feel necessary to me. Okay, so have some additional defensive programs and stuff. Also, the Ephreality Institute, which is powerful but made of antimatter, not a cheap science building. We might have enough science now, maybe? I know I wanted to push up here and like see what this legendary deed was and everything. I suppose. Okay, +3 vision range on systems. I suppose ultra deep habitats is not terrible. The extra curiosity scanning is pretty cool. And then the arc drive just makes all of our ships faster. Yeah, let's just like do that. Maybe actually in the reverse order. Let's get really, really fast. Because I have a feeling we're going to need to move ships from one end of our empire to the other a lot in the near future. I think that's going to be a very common thing. Oh, our population booster expired. Just gather up here and then figure out how exactly we combine these ships into sensible fleets. You've just done a terrible thing here. I don't know what you were thinking. I mean, I do know what they were thinking. Pirates. They don't plan all that well. So let's see. We want to combine. I'm debating whether we want to use the Ark as part of the war party. I suppose so. It has pretty reasonable guns on it. So yeah, let's say like Ark and you together. And then I'm gonna cut the wheel from this fleet. And we'll just grab one of the gouges here. And we'll merge these guys together. So this fleet does not have a scout ship. It is all firepower. And it's a pretty fair amount of firepower. And then the rest of you guys can merge up and follow suit. Fleet's the same speed, so Alright. We'll get over there, we'll deal with the Abella. I want to make sure we're arriving in a pretty... I want to make sure the fleets are arriving together, so that if there are a ton of Unfallen parked there, they don't get to like pick us off one by one as we show up. And then I think it may very well be time for a Behemoth. Do we have enough techs for 2 more or 1 more? Okay. We're kind of close to another Behemoth. We only have enough space under the cap for 1. I think Nakos is going to build a couple of racks. Or not racks. I was going to say a couple of brands. That's what we really need, but apparently I cannot do that. Well, you know what? We'll proliferate then. That's what we'll do here. And Gemini can build me some science. Yeah. I think that's sensible. Okay. We now have control over this thing, so we can retrofit you now for pretty cheap. We still have, obviously, some essence upgrades on our arcs, but we don't have a ton of resources banked yet. I think we should probably wait on that. But the amount of extra essence we're getting out of having done just a couple of the retrofits is obviously very significant. So we're going to be able to cap out the population of our arcs pretty quickly here. In pretty short order. And then, I mean, keep in mind, it's going to get more expensive. We're gonna continue to get more population space as we continue to level up. You still can't build a brand because we're going through just a ton of titanium. You know what? Intergalactic Supermarket. I think that's a thing worth building here. Oh, I think we're probably in a place where we can take minus dust plus science. That's probably fine. Eka also can't really build the ships we need. I mean, that's fine. Build shipyards. Basically, we're just like stalling on resources here. So 20 potatoes is what we need to reboost our population, and obviously that's a thing we ought to do. Actually, 21 in fact. I'm gonna say, because we did do a couple of things at the same time there. I think it is absolutely worth keeping this running. There's a point at which I suppose it probably isn't worth it to reinitialize your population booster, but I don't know what that point would be. If you really work the math out, at some point the numbers just won't add up the way you need them to anymore. Okay, awful lot of Unfallen, but they only have 1 medium vessel. It's not very attacky. Oh, interesting. They want to just do this. Okay, well, we will do that. We will do that in just a moment here. For some reason, we've discovered Voidstone. I guess we should run the battle before we make these decisions, right? Because what comes out of the battle may well affect this. Except that we know that on Nos we're doing this thing. Absolutely. Alright. So let's have a look at what they got here. Their needle ships, their small offensive ships, are using lasers, or these are beam weapons, sorry, beam weapons that are equally effective at all ranges. Their smaller defensive vessels are also on beams, fire ships also on beams. So the beams are reliable. You can't screw people over quite as much when they have beam weaponry, but the downside is that the beam weapons are just, they're never very impressive. They're always fine. So optimally, we'd be running the arc up close, the brands up close, but the gouges further out. So we're looking for something like gravity distortion, or honestly, probably more turtle. And the racks want to be up close too, right? Let's take this to advanced. So I think this is probably the way we want to go. They have enough command points that they'll be able to use all 3 of their flotillas. It's hard to know exactly how they're going to run it. I'm a little concerned that we're going to run into one of those situations where Flotilla 3 is just everything, is just the entire battle. Which makes me kind of want to run my things a little bit differently than I otherwise would. They have 12,000 health on their big ships, so our big ships are a little bit less healthy, but a lot more dangerous. Oh yeah, look at the weakness of their overall modules. 881 offense, 474 defense, compared to our vastly superior ships. I do wish we had a battle tactic here that had close on the 3rd flotilla. I'm thinking about putting one of the really big ships down there just in case. Like maybe the Ark. And then a couple of gouges, maybe all of the gouges. I'm just I'm so nervous about the very stupid thing that we saw happen a bunch of times in that one video. Let's try it like this. He can eat some damage in the middle flotilla as we're closing to let the brand do what the brand does. And this keeps us somewhat safe against a nonsensical composition that where the 3rd flotilla is the only one that can shoot. This looks pretty okay to me. I think we're going to lose these top 2, but they're going to lose a lot more ships, and then we have more stuff on the way already, right? Like we have 2 brands and a hero ship that will arrive next turn, I think. You know what? I think that these flight paths are pretty favorable to our strategy. I do wish it was easier to get... There we go. To get all of the individual ship health bars to show up. I appreciate that they're trying to handle it automatically, whether it shows you the whole flotilla bar or the ship bars. But I do kind of wish there was a button I could press that's just like always show me the individual health bars, even if they're crowded over top of each other. So I think this is going to go really well for us, because these ships are going to have a hard time shooting back against Flotilla 3. And actually, even fighting at like non-optimal range over here, we're doing pretty well. Flotilla 2, I think our brand might actually just win it before before this flotilla has a chance to cooperate too much, or participate, rather, too much. Over here, we did lose, our medium lost to their medium, in part because of, I'm assuming, in part because we were taking fire from the other flotilla here. Oh, I guess it was my medium against their medium and 2 smalls. It says minor victory. That feels like a pretty damn major victory. Alright, merge up and attack with what's left of the fleet. This is a total no-brainer. We don't need to watch it. This time, do I want to put the Ark in the middle? They don't have access to their 3rd flotilla. They don't have enough command points here. So yes, I do want to put the Ark in the middle. And yeah, we definitely don't need to watch this. This is going to be a slaughter. We did still manage to lose 2 ships. We got a reasonable amount of essence out of the whole thing. We've created a debris field. I mean, it was a big fight. So yeah, we've got 2 more brands and the hero incoming. And once they arrive, 678 manpower left on that that pirate base. We have a massive advantage. Yeah, when they arrive next turn, we're just going to go boots down. Also, apparently, there's an encounter remains thing. We should search this and get, 20 dust or whatever. Okay, 20 titanium's a lot better than 20 dust. They have some dust ruins and also some ancient ruins. That's a very high dust-producing planet. There we go. Yeah, 01411. That's a decent world. Okay, so you guys are good. I guess get in defense mode. I feel good about our military prowess here. I think we're in a position to be challenging to the other players. Which is good considering how little effort we've put into the military stuff so far. It turns out science is powerful. I really want to do upgrades on the arcs. And maybe I don't need to. I'm just thinking about our titanium budget. Maybe I do just want to build brands with it. So yeah, we'll do a couple of these just so that we can have a reasonable fleet defending Nos, because obviously with the Craver homeworld right across a wormhole, we gotta be cautious. And then we need to get the Orichalcix mining technology, which I'm pretty sure we don't yet have, right? And then it's just a matter of doing the research for the towers and then actually building the towers. Oh, this is just barely too many ships. Let's drop Scout and one of the gouges. Actually, it doesn't really matter. We don't need them to be fleeted up so much for the purposes of the ground assault. Alright, get in there and do that thing. Do that thing that we always do, where we blow them all up. Pretty massive victory for us.
You're making the Sophonoty nervous.
It's weird how there's a bunch of voice lines in the game where the text will say one thing and the voice plus the indicator for their mood will say a completely different thing. I have no idea why. I'm a big fan of plus 40% science on one of our systems, and we certainly don't need any more religious political ideology. It will never be the case that the religious party is out of power, I imagine. Hard not to take this one. I mean, I guess public relations expert's still good, even without the Senate bonus. But do we need influence? We don't really, and our empire population's always going to be small, so it's not like our laws are going to be terribly expensive. Let's take that. Plus food and industry, or on Heka. What are we mining on Heka? Heka is where the antimatter is. Okay, fair enough. That is enough reason to increase our mining rate. People love antimatter. A tech seeker wants to hand us lots and lots of science, and we will take it. I'm not going to spend a lot of effort on figuring out the math on which one of those science skills is actually more total science right now, because it's largely irrelevant. May as well make one of these, and then build me also another brand. We are really, actually very productive. Okay, yes, please do finish filling up. We should probably actually move the brands to NOS. Here we probably want to get mining tech going, right? The Quadronix. The Quadronix is still very valuable. And we'll finish our population growth here eventually, at some point. Academy power is increased to 4. We completed a hack on Pegasus, which is definitely interesting. We'd love to install a backdoor. So server ID duplication will allow us to steal a technology and create a backdoor here. That feels like the move. I do want to be able to hack their stuff, and it's kind of a pain in the ass at the moment. So we could try to steal planetary landscaping. I mean, I bet they're not going to have a lot of very good tech. But, like, adaptive bureaucracies is cool, even though it's low value. Yeah, I'll take this. It gives us another planet type. Hooray! Free planet types. Also, Donark University is a fine thing to build somewhere. Although we cannot currently build it, because I can't put my hands on 5 titanium. Alright, so in theory, sometime in the near future, it might be worth... Okay, you're updated. It's up to date already. It might be worth... I was about to talk about buying something out with our dust, and I've already forgotten what it was. Oh, we don't have all of our arcs at level 3 yet. So at the moment we're held off on doing that. The bottleneck is Gossamer, right? Yeah, we need 32 Gossamer per conversion, and there's just not any on the auction house, so or on the marketplace. So I guess we're waiting on that for a while. This can all be sold. Oh, except it's not worth anything anymore. I crashed the market. It happens. Did we all get our microwave pipes finished? Does every place have them? You do. That's not a place where I can build things. I think we did get them all finished. So I know that was one of our major stressors for Adamantium for a while there. Again, I was definitely thinking about buying resources. I just can't remember what resources I was thinking about buying. Well, whatever, I guess. Oh, also, yes, we should probably be running hacks. Let's use our new back door. Do something like that. Run a little roundabout through a proxy. Can I install defensive programs on my back door? Nope. Okay, well, good luck, little hack. Because obviously it would be cool to get some sleepers installed, and like there's a pretty good chance that we wouldn't bother to take Atlas from them. I don't think we need Bilgeli. But I probably would want to push them off Pegasus just because it's very developed and that'll really strike a blow. And then also it'd be cool to push them off Cheng so that I can take it. Obviously the mechanics of taking a system from another player with the Vodyani are a little bit unusual. Gemini desperately needs to get its population up. We could probably just put on a blitz now, honestly. Like, our population, or our defense growth, our manpower growth is fine, and we do have a pretty significant manpower bonus here. And I do want to get that colony established. Yep, okay, that was a lot of damage. 20 adamantium is a fine bit of loot to acquire. And we've created a pirate lair here. Alright. Let's hang out and play defense for a minute. I mean, obviously this is a fine thing to do with Dust, just to buy out stuff on the new system. We probably want to do a little bit of modernization first, because that's a pretty decent modernization. So we need to buy 10 Jadonics? Yeah. Prices are very reasonable, fortunately. And then we probably also want to do some proliferation. Make that underneath here, though. And do we move this fleet away from Ubella? I mean, probably what we do with this fleet is have it go over to Maz and start bashing them up. Let's hang out for one turn so that we can get our manpower completely refilled, and we'll go and smash up Maz. We do, of course, have the ability to just stop building stuff and make money or essence, which we might want to do. If I were to build another arc, where would we put it? Do we see a place that's like really important for us to drop an arc? Not really. I think a source of Orichalcix, that is not what I was trying to do. A source of Orichalcix is the thing we're really looking for. And none of our scouts have found any. Oh hey, he finally made it over here. And there's a logistics fleet flying points of population from one system to another. Well, may as well, right? They're not going to be happy about that. So how do we want to scout here? There's a wormhole that goes through Cheng. Here's what we'll do. We'll send a probe over this way, see if there's anyone at Cheng. If there isn't, we'll move through the wormhole. Of course, we'll be forced to stop because moving through a wormhole takes all your movement. And then we'll fly up there real fast. I just want to get a better sense of the political situation up here. In particular, like how the Lumeris are doing. And let's see, yeah, we can upgrade you pretty cheaply. So that pull out all the engines and replace them with the big Essence modules. And then do we want to just... I think I'm just going to build Donarch University here. Seems like a fine place to do it. Just on a system that has 5 planets. Any system that has 5 planets. Okay, so we've dealt with all of that stuff. You get over here. Who's the other ship that needs orders? Yeah, you're just chilling for a second. Breaker wants the attacks to stop, and obviously that will never happen. How are we doing on pressure with him? We're pushing over him, but very, very slowly. Is he still at war with the Lumeris? He's at war with the Lumeris and with the United Empire, who we haven't really had a lot of contact with. So yeah, maybe we want to just, abandon this. Maybe even seek peace with the trees, so that they can't attack us easily. And then redirect this fleet over to Cravertown, and start working on the Cravers in earnest.
The unfallen greet you.
I know they don't love me on account of the thing that just happened, but
harmony.
You know how the Unfallen feel about being in peace in a general sense? If I give him 7 antimatter, he'll go for it? Yeah, okay. Best friends forever. I just want to feel some kind of, I want a reason to feel like he's not going to try to kill me, basically. And we may as well fire this other probe, because we know we're going to regenerate all of our probes in a single turn anyway. Okay. Ultra Deep Habitats finishes. We get access to a better ship engine. We have, like, good resource incomes. I'm pretty happy with our position overall, except for the fact that we don't have access to one of the resources we need. Oh, we revealed that that legendary deed and completed it instantly, giving us +5 influence from each of our science buildings. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's a neat reward. You may as well just grab more industry. We are even less likely to need essence or influence than we were before. And then, what do we want to do here? We don't need a luxuries lottery. I mean, build a systemic oratory, I suppose. And let's get that brand on the move.
You're one of our favorite fish, and
okay, you're still looking friendly, which is real good for us. This scientific behemoth should probably get over here. I probably should have built it with more engines and then retrofitted it later. And we did gain the ability to see some new curiosities, so let's see those new curiosities. We honestly probably should get the mining tech done here. Like, we're consistently running low on titanium, so... Did we unlock new curiosities anywhere else? We did here. I don't have a probe there. I believe the new curiosities should all be related to luxuries. These should be new tier luxuries. So we're not going to find a source of orichalcix here. I don't think. Oh, no, wait, never mind. These are ones unlocked because of this thing. The tier bonuses that show you new stuff are all related to luxuries. That legitimately could be orichalcix, actually. So let's go ahead and get the mining tech. We don't know when we'll need it, but we do know that we will need it. And then we may as well grab one more technology in this tier anyway, just to push us up to the next level, so we can get the consecrated battle arcs up to level 4. So what do we really want at this level? Fabrication license is obviously very powerful. You get more dust income, but honestly, I'm inclined to take fabrication license. The towers, what are they called? The monuments? The obelisks are very expensive. 20,000 industry. So you really need to be able to put some muscle into them. And we can't quite see whether or not that's going to be safe. We do see an incoming civilian vessel. I think that's incoming. Craver vessels. I'm pretty sure that's the back. I'm going to put you in defense mode. You're going to intercept that guy, and next turn we'll be able to see whether it's safe to run through Chang. And we have 2,900 influence banked already. So we should definitely be proliferating. Every place that isn't at 7. Oh, you don't have the level 3 upgrade. That's why we're still at level 5 here. Has anybody sold any Gossamer, or do we have to just keep waiting? Yeah, we'd have to keep waiting at least a couple more turns. In 2 more turns, we'll be able to buy enough Gossamer to make it happen. Seems like I maybe have most of the Gossamer production. Either that or everybody else is using it so much they don't want to sell any. There is a curiosity at Maz as well. It may turn out that Maz has Quadronix, or orichalcix rather. Let's find out. Nope, what it has instead is... okay, a very small amount of Quadronix that we don't need.
Soon your work. Our purpose is to kill.
Alright, he closed his borders on us, which does not necessarily mean anything. We discovered a crummy battle tactic. It's fine. This kills manpower per successful hit with projectile weapons. Use it to kill manpower if you have projectile weapons. Thanks, that's good strategic advice right there. And here, I imagine it is the case that we want to just get in there. Yeah, we have a massive manpower advantage. And I think we are just going to blitz through here. I'm not afraid of running out. Oof. Brutal loss for them. And we have enough manpower to hit that manpower cap again. So they're going to have a battle in a moment here that is even worse than that one was. Are we just building more ships? We're probably just building more ships. I think we're going to end up in combat real soon here. In fact, I might be declaring war on him, maybe? Oh, I mean, we're definitely going to do this. We're going to blow up that logistics vessel. And what we have discovered is that there's an economic behemoth and a single scout here. Well, the economic behemoth is enough to make it not safe for me to move to Chang, but then also I'm literally not allowed to move to Chang because of the border. So... do we want to just produce another arc here? If I produce another arc, we can just have it go to Maz, like increase our Gossamer income, increase our antimatter income, and then build it up, even though it's not like necessarily mission critical, and have it ready to move to the place where we see the Orichalcix. What's the next arc cost? 3,800, so we could do that next turn. I think that's fine. That seems like a sensible thing to do. You should probably be doing that. And that still gives us enough essence to make the arc happen. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can go back to pumping up Ibella's population here in a second. And we probably don't even really need to alter the arc design on this one, because we're traveling a pretty short overall distance. Okay, we did clear them out. I mean, it's a system that's kind of worth having. I'm being attacked by Cravers. Okay, they are tired of my scout ship. Well, this is pretty bad. I think we don't have a safe retreat. 2148 offense, 1793 defense with 19,000 health. These are some decent ships, actually. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about all this. You may as well die trying, because we know there is no escape. But you know, he got us 1,800 dust, and then also a bunch of information. Hard to be too upset about that. Let's merge these all up. One of the big advantages of building this arc... Oh, I need some more guns. I need some more metal for guns. One of the big advantages of building this arc, instead of just letting that sit, is that we don't have to worry about pirates spawning there again. Which actually is a concern for me. Let's get you moving out here. How far is this fleet from full? Okay, this is the last ship that it can accept.
Our purpose is to kill.
I refuse to stop attacking. He yelled at me and demanded that I stop attacking his ships the same turn that he blew up my ships. And I guess I can't be surprised that the Cravers are not super into consistency of thought in any way other than, hey, let's kill everything. But I'm still annoyed by it. Alright, more science. Of course, more science. And you... the second level of this does not give any additional resources, it just gives happiness, so I'd rather take, like, forced labor, which is very much the opposite of happiness. We should probably get a scout out here to check out what's going on Lonica, because if that's Quadranix, then we should know. And also, it's probably just, like, a good idea to have scouts. Damn it, we need even more of this stuff. And we should build the Dark Matter Institute somewhere. It seems perfectly reasonable for it to be here. There's enough antimatter on the market that we could get that started now. Seems like a fine thing to have. And do we want these guys to just hang out here at Maz until... probably, until the Ark shows up. And then we'll send them over to the Craver half of our territory. And then you just really don't have a lot of value to do at the moment. We don't really want to build military ships. I guess for a minute here, just alms for essence would put us at 50% of dust is consumed and converted into Yeah, it's a fair amount of extra essence. It might actually be better to just make us more money, though. We have a lot of essence, or we have a lot of industry here. This translates into a fair amount of bonus dust. I think I'm going to do that. I don't think we need the extra essence all that badly. And we're going to let Gemini finish this arc, and then we'll talk about system upgrades, which I think we can afford by then. So you guys just chill for a turn. Probably a couple of turns. Trying to make sure the pirates don't just reappear here. I think we've got the constellation bonus pretty well locked down at this point. Alright, 3 turns. Not a big deal. Academy secondments are going away in 5 turns.
Anger us.
Okay, they're threatening me. I don't know why. Don't know how it helps them to threaten me at this moment. We're not going to worry about the cheat cost during elections. A lot of the time I ignore this because our government doesn't even have the cheating ability. This game, we have it, but we have so much of our cheat resource that we don't have to even worry about it.
Do you enjoy proposal?
I will, of course, refuse to give him dust. If he wants some dust, he can come over here and take it from me. This is definitely happening. And over on Nos, I guess we don't even have Pulvis production here. How embarrassing. Can you imagine it? I'm mortified. Let's get you spawned and up there. So after we take ultra tough materials, we want to just really race up this part of the tree. One thing that I'm going to grab is the Citadel blueprints, I think. Well, you know what? Let's get hyperpacks. We know for sure that we have at least one toxic world that I would like to colonize. We don't really need approval or influence at this point. So we need 2 more techs here. I mean, like, xenoanthropology, I guess, gives you the ability to swap government types. We're not going to do that, though. We could get the medium defensive vessels, or we could grab additional slots for our small hulls. I think we'll get that then, maybe, and also Citadel blueprints. And turn a behemoth into a citadel for one of our arcs. I'm not actually sure how those things interact. I assume the arc just moves the citadel, all the citadel stuff, and the shield and everything around with it, because that's how the arcs work for everything else. And out of curiosity, nope, no Orichalcix on the market at all. It might just be really rare. Especially in smaller galaxies, you sometimes get games where some resources are just really rare. Okay, we now have a much improved ability to hack yellow. Let's try some of that. Do we want to do it this way? I think I'm going to try to run the hack through Olvaldi and we'll just see what happens. We should also probably run a scout over to Olvaldi and explore that curiosity. Alright, show me Orichalcix. It is subterranean, that's a good sign. It is, in fact, meta-intactogen, which is a thing we were working with last game, not super valuable to me. The way we've generated our space here, we don't even benefit from an increase in the rate of our influence bubble expansion. We already got the one thing that we needed, and we're not close enough to other players' planets to even consider it. Notice that we're seeing some systems without influence bubbles here. That means they've changed hands recently. We do know that one of those was red earlier. So the Lumeris are having a tough time in the war. It might be time to start building siege vessels to try to take over Craver Central. Obviously, we're going to need some siege vessels. It's not the case that we're going to be able to just work through their massive garrison very easily.
Feel free to anger us.
Okay, they are mad about me not giving them the money. Alright, on Atlas, embed sleepers. And let's run that one again. Do we want to go to Cheng? No, it takes forever for the hack to move through a wormhole. For some reason.
It gives me pleasure.
Okay, I don't care about that. I wonder if it annoys him that I am constantly hanging up on him. To be clear, I don't care. I just wonder. Alright, so you arrive next turn. We will not move until that has happened. And you can, I guess, come over here and just fire probes down toward Pegasus. Keep us informed about what is going on over there. It would be a real shame if there was a big war fleet massing up on Pegasus and we did not know about it, right? That's the kind of information you do need to have. Alright, we are producing 960 science and a significant reduction in military tech costs.
Desperate acts for desperate times.
I would love to be your friend. We should talk about that this turn, actually, probably. Okay, definitely going to do some proliferation here. I love having all of this income, all this essence income. So, for the modernization... Oh, right, fabrication licenses, unfortunately, cost, adamantium. Well, we're generating the adamantium, though. That'll work out. Can we purchase Gossamer off the market now? Has anybody started selling it yet? Nope. So we're still very bottlenecked here. Well... We also do have the ability to set up our level 4 modernization. That's going to be a tricky one. What resources do we have around us? Not really a lot of new stuff, unfortunately. Okay, let's get you anchored here. This will help, bringing in all these resources considerably faster now. Let's get some holy proliferation going, because each point of holy proliferation here is actually like completely bananas. Let's also buy 20 Jadonics. Get that modernization up. I'm just going to get the modernization out of the way. And then, yeah, we're going to be burning a lot of essence pretty quickly here. But even so, we're still going to end up with enough to build an arc, like, pretty soon. So we can't do this. We may as well get the fabrication license going now. It's a very, very easy build. So I need to buy 1 adamantium. And then we might come up with a reasonable medium ship design that only uses just like basic resources and power those out. Just create a ton of those ships, because that system is incredibly productive. Let's go ahead and send you guys back over here. Taking my life in my hands a little bit with these two systems. They don't really have the resources for their own defense, necessarily. You also need to proliferate, and can we put together 24k? We probably can, right? Like, I actually have a lot of resources here. That sells very well. This, I mean, sells okay. There's a lot of stuff here that we don't need. At 24? And we could sell the vast... Actually, we could sell all of this stuff. Except that it's not even worth doing so, really. Speculators dumping off meta intactogen. That's certainly an available description of the thing that I just did. Alright, and then we sell a bunch of the quadronics. I mean, we may as well sell all of the quadronics, right? We're gonna make more quickly enough. AI labor also should happen here. Okay, this system should be pretty productive. Shouldn't need us babysitting it with dust all the time. We're not super happy here. Yeah, get that in the queue. Maybe get that a little bit earlier in the queue. Okay, so yeah, now we're on all of the planets in all of the systems we have taken over. I should probably separate this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have these guys stop at Heka next turn. We'll separate the scout out and have him go and look around, because we desperately need to find a source of that resource. This may end up being the the significant medium-term goal for us is just finding a system that has Orichalcix and taking it over at any cost. Alright, a lot of stuff is occurring very rapidly here. Let's get you out of that fleet. The rest of you should continue on to Nos. You should turn around and go back to Pleone. Okay, all of the notifications have occurred. Our population booster has ended. There are 29 of us currently. Man, imagine, once we have our 50-point bonus, and we have yet another thing increasing our ship speeds. Our ship designs that don't have any external engines or any extra engine modules are still going to be moving at like 8 speed. Well, we'll come back to this. Hold on. We have science going on. We have people earning points for things. We also have a free hero incoming, and our free hero is almost certainly going to be another fleet commander, right? So do we need the +6 movement? It's basically like that versus post-relativistic targeting. And the thing is, with the way the war ahead of us looks like it's probably going to go, movement is not really at a premium. We're already plenty fast. I think let's grab this first. We have reason to believe these Craver ships are actually going to be kind of tough. You have access to some kind of not amazing stuff. That doesn't actually even do anything as a governor. Yeah, I mean, we may as well take this now, I guess. The extra influence. Oh. Apparently I did this thing. So +2 food and +2 dust on our original Empire population, which is to say on every point of our population. And we get the next chapter, build 3 science improvements for that, which is going to be not amazing. I actually don't know how this works. I'm assuming per assimilated minor faction, so that means per minor faction you've ever assimilated, not for each one that you currently have in the converted state. So this is going to be what, like 3 instances of this effect, 6% dust? That's something. And I mean, we don't have to do anything for it. It's something that's just going to complete automatically.
We are Riftborn. We come into your cosmos on a mission of survival.
I do so love the Riftborn. So we see a Riftborn ship over here. I had noticed this thing flying over. I had assumed it was Hisho, but yeah, it's not quite the same blue, is it? Alright, so I need a ship captain. Overseers do not have great ship skills. Hey, this is okay. Seekers have not great ship skills either, but they do at least have post-relativistic targeting. And then, as a Vodyani, yeah, you have... Honestly, a Vodyani Seeker is a fine way to go. Lev, welcome aboard. I don't know... I guess this is your fleet. So we'll just grab... +1 vision range. Yeah, I mean, we're grabbing vision range stuff, right? She'll be able to see further. Lev the Farsighted. She's like an oracle or something. So let's fold you in here. And then, I mean, I guess also the wheel? No sense in not having it. And fire me a probe. And I guess since we're just sitting here with probes, also look that way. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some cool stuff over there. Alright, now let's talk about this. Nakos should probably get a fabrication license going. How expensive is it going to be? Also, why do I have 0 production per turn? What happened? Bella is being sieged by... Alright, we're just going to produce 1 brand here to stop shit like this from happening. Actually, it can just be even a single gouge. We're going to produce a single gouge here. Stop this dumb garbage from occurring. I know the Academy's going to be annoyed with me, but I cannot not be producing Adamantium. That said, now let's go and see about buying some Adamantium so I can start building this thing this turn rather than next turn. It's not cheap. It's so not cheap that I think maybe it's not worth doing. Yeah, maybe we just make money really hard for a couple of turns in a couple of places. You can do that. Bella definitely also needs to be proliferating. But we do have to get that gouge done first. And I mean, the academy thing is just going to be me paying the academy off a little bit, right? Keep checking for Gossamer. So we're at 17 per turn, or we're at 17 now. There is, in fact, only 4 still, but 8.5 of it per turn. Be able to get that upgrade going soon. So I guess for right now, same deal. Just print me some money for a couple of minutes here while we try to get everything in order. And we're making an okay amount of dust each turn, so that opens up another tier of this, and now we need... Is it 4 techs? Yeah, okay, 4 techs from this tier. Let's grab ourselves the large ship design, obviously. Veil of Essence gives us access to a system improvement that honestly does not seem all that good. It's fine. We might want to grab some additional slots for our hulls. I'm more inclined to get additional slots for the defensive ship design, because those slots are antimatter based, and we really just can't afford a ton more of this. Cultural Invertix probably doesn't do very much for us. Perfect Negotiations, on the other hand, will allow us to at least get some cooperation protocol going. I don't know, man. Permits conversion of alien population on systems within your empire's influence over time. Only usable if you are at Cold War at peace. Costs influence but grants essence. Boy, that's a hell of a deal for a leader to be willing to strike. And this is just not going to happen. Buy out 3-star systems with influence, like, that is not even how my mechanics work. I guess we can research this as well. And then Citadel upgrades. That seems fine to me. Now, you know what? We probably do want to do this last. Okay, so once we research those 4 things, we will have the ability to build the obelisks. We don't actually have to get any of the stuff from the top tier. Gemini has been compromised, which is annoying, but not in a way that I think I do anything about, I guess. We could probably run Sleeper reintegration, yeah, without actually losing any approval. And then build one of these, and I guess just, then just hang here for a while and think about it. We could start building more brands. I want to wait on shipbuilding for a little while, because we're not going to be building the right ships, and I don't want to build ships and then have to Okay, that guy went away. Yeah, I don't want to build ships and then have to retrofit everything. Like, it gets very expensive, and I don't know that we have the money to do it. So if we wait just a little bit longer, we can build the ships with the right stuff in them already. I think it's got to be our plan. So for the moment, just stay the course. We got an election. I don't know. This doesn't matter. Pacifist laws do absolutely nothing for us. I guess this one does something, because now we do have one person that we're at peace with. The My Precious Precept does help with generating more Gossamer, I suppose. But at this point, we've had this party in the government so long that they're really screwing up our access to everybody else's laws, and I'm going to throw reinforced Imperial support behind the Militarist Party, the militarist faction of our government, and hey, that actually worked. It maybe worked a little too much, but that really worked. Okay, so they've taken over, and we've immediately gotten the Spoils of War Act, which we will probably actually get some benefit from. That's cool and fun, and the religious party stays in power, so we get to keep our religious laws, which is okay. Next turn, that drone is going to be in position to actually see some stuff. 3 of the planets in this system are temperate, so that's going to be pretty good. And then obviously, like, predictive logistics and AI labor, we have a lot of sterile and a lot of hot. Probably the first thing we should do, over everything else, is proliferate. Just continuously proliferate. Okay, we are on 32 Gossamer, so this would be a good turn to go to Nos and hit that level 3 modernization. And honestly, I'm going to pull printing out of the queue here. Alright, what have we? It is a lifeform curiosity, so it's not the resource we're looking for. But it is a source of mercurite, which gives a percentage food boost. Hooray! Yeah, I would really love to get a level 4 system booster going for us. I just don't see how we would actually do that. We don't have enough high-tier resources, and we don't have enough medium-tier resources to just force one through with a huge cost, and we don't have enough high-tier resources to be able to get one done without paying through the nose for it, so... Don't see any other curiosities glowing anywhere else. I think we have to try... Oh, that's right. They closed their borders to me. I think we have to try this, then. Try to get through over there. We have to find a system that has this resource. Or a player that has this resource that they're willing to sell to us, but I think that... I've had problems with that in the past. I don't know if it is the case that the AI becomes wary of you when you buy too much of the high-tier strategic stuff, but they do seem to stop wanting to trade it to you after a while. Alright, so we did just finish the large ship design. It may well be worth just building a bunch of large vessels and with very basic gear and just going at the Cravers through sheer brute force rather than having a sophisticated battle plan. Just have a battle plan that has 10,000 guns behind it. And they don't have anything at Pegasus right now. We could really push in there and do some damage. This is a thing that I will consider over the weekend, because of course, we are out of time for today, but things are about to explode in a very serious way. Have I been saying that for the entirety of the game? I don't know. Maybe. You can't prove it. It's not like it's on video or anything. But we are out of time for the moment, so thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time on Monday to see how many Cravers we can shoot into space. And we'll see you then.